Right then, this is a few weeks later from the last clip. How you all doing? Alright, yeah? What we're going up to in this video? Well, in this video we're working on this. And this is the GTR 1000. Kawasaki, of course, 1994. And we're going to be replacing that. And that is a fuel tap repair kit. I've also got that's a front wheel bearing, but I'll be doing that in a different video. So let's get this in there. Okay then, so the first thing we need to do is obviously get the tap off. 2 little 10mm bolts. That's one. That's two. Then we can pull the tap out. And there we go. Now we've got to get these 4 little screws out and do this side first. And make sure I don't tip the petrol tank up too far, otherwise the petrol will all fall out there. If I put that back there, standing there, that should be okay. Right then, we should take the filter off, but that won't come off, and I don't want to damage it, and it does look perfectly fine anyway. So let's get these 4 little screws undone. One, 2, 3, 4. I think there is a spring inside here, so keep your thumb on the plate so it doesn't shoot off into the abyss. I might be wrong. Yes, there is a spring in there, but it's not very tight. Okay, so the diaphragm does look okay. Let's try and get that out. There we go. I think that just pushes through there. Okay, then we can get the new one out. Put those bits to one side because they're for the other side of the tap. Carefully remove this bit of cord. Like so. Then we have to get that back into there. So we'll have to sort of fold this one up. Sort of screw that one up. Then push it over there. Line up all these little dots. Make sure we're in the right place. Very fiddly. It's those two lined up. The same on this side. Right, so make sure the valve gasket figures on the little pins. You can't probably see them. Looks like there's 4 pins there, but there's only 2. One that side and one that side. And they're the little screw holes. But they're the little pinholes. So make sure it lines up with those little holes in there as well. First got to get the spring on. It is very, very fiddly, so be very patient. Might be best to try and line this up first. Yes, you can feel it going into place, so if you push that one on first, that'll line this one up. You can put the spring on, and then we can try and then we can put the lid on. Just try and manoeuvre that round so it all feels like it's locked in. Which it does. Just look around the outside to make sure it's all lined up. We could put a bit of screw, then we could put a couple of screws in just to hold it. I think that's right. I think that's all in correctly and lined up, so let's put the other two in. Looks to be okay. Hopefully it's okay. Right then, now we can do this side. So let's undo these two little positive drive screws. And again, keep your thumb on everything in case it springs out. There we go. Pull this seal out first. Replace it with that one. There we go. Take that off there, take that off there. Get this seal off. Put that there. Put the new seal on there. I'm guessing that seal is for there. Good to know where else it can go. Okay, so we can stick that back over there. Stick that back over there. Put that back into there. Shows on. Prime. Yep, we've got it the right way around. So we can put our tiny little screws back in. Pinch them up for now. Make sure we feel okay. And we can lock it down. There we go. Now I can put it back on the tank and see if it's leaking. Hopefully not. The reason I'm checking all this is because I have had hydrolock on the engine just the once and got away with it, because as you probably know, when these taps are on reserve and the bike's not running, the petrol stops flowing unless you turn it to prime, and then the petrol will flow. If the bike's been standing for a while, you put it on prime just to fill the carburetors up. But I always leave it on reserve, and somehow one of my carburetors filled up with petrol while the bike was standing for a couple of weeks. Went to push the starter button and it gave the sound of a flat battery. Funnily enough, it wasn't this carburetor what was flooding, because it's leaning onto the stand. It was this number 4 what was overflowing, and it had overflowed petrol into the cylinder. And I thought the battery had gone flat, but no, that was full of petrol, stopping the engine from turning. And if I hadn't have investigated by taking the spark plugs out and seeing loads of petrol shooted out this spark plug hole, I would have probably killed the engine again just after I'd rebuilt it. So hence the repair kit. Okay, so we've had a little bit of fuel spillage, not a lot. Okay, so we could stick the tap back in there. It came out of there, but it don't want to go back in. There we go. Start them off with a positive screwdriver or a JIS. And make sure you've got nylon washers on these and not metal washers, otherwise they will leak. Screw that down. Screw that down. Lock them down with a 10mm socket. Should do it. And if we tip the petrol tank up so that fuel reaches to that port, hopefully there's no leaks. Looks okay. Yes, that's perfect. So let's get the petrol tank. Yes, no leaks, so let's get the petrol tank back on. How you all doing? Welcome back. This is a couple of weeks later. I've got the fuel tank back on. Yes, before we did the fuel tap, I used to come in and out the shed quite often, as you do, and I could always smell petrol. But now when I come in and out the shed, I can't smell any petrol whatsoever. So that is absolutely fantastic. And yes, over the past couple of weeks I've made a new friend, so that's all good. You're welcome. And yes, we've been out for quite a few rides. And I can happily report that the bike is running pretty well. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I've got to fit a front bearing. I'm going to get the forks out at some point and strip them down. Still got to put this infill back in. Before, when I was putting these in, I was struggling to get the bolts in there with the I'll show you on this one with the lid, because when you open the lid it only comes up to the handlebars. But then I found out that they have like a quick release thing just here. Just squeeze those together runs into there, and then that just slides out. So you can get access to the screws easily, because there is 1, 2, and 1 down the bottom, 3, and then obviously there's these 2. So if you've got a GTR and you don't know the lid comes off there, now you do. So yes, I hope the video has been of some use to you if you've got a GTR or any sort of fuel tap what you're trying to fix. And if it hasn't helped you out and you're still here, thank you so much for watching. And on that note,
I see you in another life, brother. I see you in another life, brother. I see you in another life, brother.
Bit of a matrix glitch there. I'll see you on the next one. Oh yes, and remember, keep on doing those stuck knots.